It started out of a desire to help our families, and using the Welsh Government Toolkit, the Family Engagement and Toolkit, we have started to address all areas of family engagement in our school. So, for example, we know our families extremely well now. We know that our families need mental health support. We know they need financial support. We know they need family support on times. Managing your children after COVID and in these times can be challenging at the minute. So it's a full support network around them, including food. We run 2 food banks on both sites. But that has come over a long period of time of getting to know our families and evolving. We always haven't done a food bank. That's been in the last 3 years, but it's a massive part of what we do now. Our families don't collect the food from school. We take it to them. So a family will contact us if they need something, and then we will go out and deliver it. But not only that, we use multiple ways of understanding our families. So if a family doesn't step forward, but I know that there's a need, we'll go regardless. To provide the level of support that we do over the Federation currently, we work alongside multiple agencies that I have worked alongside for 7 years plus. These agencies range from social services, local fire brigades, police station. Resilient Communities is a massive one that we use in our local area. These agencies to us are integral. But now, because we've been working together for so long, they're more like partnerships. So, for example, those agencies know that we are more than just a school. So we are home visiting together, we are providing parenting support together, often a dual arm where one partner will take one bracket of it and we will take another bracket. That doesn't necessarily have to be education. So for example, we've got a family that we're supporting currently. There is a partnership approach to it, and they are going in with helping at home, helping with a structure at home, and then we are providing support around attendance, because there's a significant problem with attendance, which for us is a massive part of our family team. It's not about judging those families for the attendance, it's about getting to know them and understanding the barrier to attendance, so we'll provide support for that. Our families and pupils benefit from our team around the family approach. Absolutely, there's no question that it changes their lives. So, for example, we had a family a couple of years ago that the child was an exclusion risk. There was very little engagement, but we overstepped that barrier. We made sure that we went out into the community to get to know mum, to get to know what was going on with her. It took a long time for mum to open up, but she shared some things with us that you absolutely know then impact her raising her children. It absolutely impacts her crossing our threshold into school. So it's that team around the family approach. So the expectation again is not straight away school. We went out and delivered her Christmas presents because we knew Christmas was going to be difficult. We took her a Christmas dinner package. I've invited her in to talk about education today, because when she was in school it was very, very different, and some of those things that we're expecting her to understand wasn't necessarily in the education system when she was there. So it was about taking the time to spend with her going through things. Once we did that, there was a break. The attendance improved, her engagement, her communication. She was texting, she was asking, how is my son doing in school? She attended parents' evenings for the first time. But it's again the support that goes around that. She didn't attend her parents' appointment herself, she attended it with me. And she looked to me to be able to say, yes, your son is doing absolutely fine. This is you. This is the support network. When there were little wobbles, there always is, she came in and said, help me. What do I do? How do I manage his behaviour? And that drop-in system where any parent can turn up at our school at any point is absolute worth its weight in gold, because when she sat down with us then, she was able to go home, put the things in place that we said, and the child coming in the morning, engaged in education, showing the biscuit that he'd made as a reward with mum, and just the feel-good factor is all around that family. And today we're still reaping the benefits of it. Mum is still engaged. Mum's an advocate for us. Mum will volunteer. Mum will support other parents. It'll be a more of a peer-to-peer network. She'll say, go and speak to Mrs. Roberts, go and speak to Mr. Watkins. And that's very much the ethos that we want to create, is guiding our families into our school. The EAS have been a phenomenal platform for me, not only to share some practice that we've developed as a school and that works, but also to take some ideas and to refine what I'm currently doing in school. Currently, I'm working with quite a few other schools, especially in our local cluster area. This term alone that we've started a family and community cluster group where we're all coming together, including our local high school, to share good practice of basic family engagement. I think particularly when children transition to our high school, it can be seen by parents that there's quite a big difference. You don't have the access to staff, you don't know as much about your children's journey as you do in primary school. But there are some tweaks that we can all make, and I'm working alongside them at the moment to share the good practice of what we did at our starting journey. Currently, we're also working with schools that are wider afield as well to share a starting point. I've had a couple of schools that have reached out and said, we want to start our journey, but it just feels so big. Where do we start from? And it's just having one common factor between us all that links us all together that I can support on their journey. So for some schools at the moment, they're having a lot of issues with children coming to school with no food, families struggling, finance. It's bringing that together as a starting point that maybe that they can offer a food bank or even signpost them to another food bank in their local community. But it's that starting point of family engagement that we're all sharing and working together for. I think for any schools that are thinking of starting on a family and community engagement journey, to absolutely do it, to reach out and find schools that have good practice in, that have competent family engagement offers in, link up with them, talk, share experiences, visit the schools when they have family engagement events to see what it brings to your school. I think your starting point is always knowing your family and community. So getting out there, understanding it. For me personally, I live in my local community and I would not have it any other way. I live and breathe my local community. So if that can be a part of it, but definitely reach out to the EAS, reach out to the Pathway Award, the Heart of the Community, because they are things that can guide you on that starting journey, because family engagement, when you look at it, is a massive machine. It can be daunting to know where you start, but it is having a starting point, using what's around you and using other schools for best practice.